This is not financial advice. This is just my opinion.
Great success.
Hey everybody, it's your pal Joe here, and this is my introductory video for cryptocurrencies. What are the advantages of getting into cryptocurrency? Why should I get into it? What is it? I don't even understand it. Well, cryptocurrency is an online currency. It's not something that you can physically hold in your hand. However, how many people out there actually hold dollar bills in their hand? Most people do their transactions on credit cards and debit cards and pay it off through an electronic payment through their banks that's set up, at the end of the month. And most people carry around maybe a few dollars for emergency, and there's exceptions to that. Don't get me wrong, but for the most part, the trend seems to be people not holding dollars anyway. So cryptocurrencies is practically the same thing. It's not that big of an adjustment from holding dollars because people aren't holding dollars really that much anymore. A dollar in your bank is just a digit on a computer screen. A cryptocurrency is just like a digit on a computer screen. Are they safe and secure? Yes, they are, and their value is gained because the coins, the crypto coins, are not just made up out of thin air, and they're not limitless. So if you buy Bitcoin just can't say, okay, we're going to make another 10 million Bitcoins today. That's not how it works. They have a cap on how many Bitcoins will ever be made. Once they're all sold, then if you can't afford one whole Bitcoin, then you buy a half a Bitcoin or a quarter or a portion. You buy a percentage of a Bitcoin. So they're not unlimited. And of course, supply and demand is going to be something that is going to drive the price up. Right now, ask yourself, how many people do you know that own a cryptocurrency? How many people own a Litecoin? Not very many. Okay? So what happens when people, such a small part of the population owns it? Let's say 5% of the population owns a cryptocurrency or a Bitcoin. What happens when only 10% start to buy in? I mean, that means pretty much everything is going to double because it's 5% is doubling to 10%. The coins that are at the price now with 5% in, when it goes to 10% doubles, they're going to double in value. I mean, it just supply and demand. It makes it's pretty much common sense as far as that goes. It is the wave of the future. I mean, we have the youth of today that they're into technology. They're on their phones. They're on their laptops. They're on their tablets. They're really into technology, and cryptocurrencies are the technology, the payments of the future. And to say that they're not going to be involved in it and interested in it, I think you're fooling yourself if you honestly believe that. I know everybody's been used to having cash, and I'm not saying that cash is going to go away. It's not going to go away. But as if they print more dollars and the dollar goes down in value, and not just in America, in other countries, people are going to be afraid to hold on to their currencies, and they're going to go into cryptocurrencies that are going up in value. It just makes sense. It really is going to be the wave of the future. It's going to be instantaneous payments. You're going to have a card, just like a Visa card, where you're going to pay with your cryptocurrency. But it's like getting into like a Google or Amazon when the internet first started, before it was widely accepted, and before people really even knew what these were and what the value of companies like Apple and Amazon and Google were. People don't really know the value that these cryptocurrencies have, simply because the supply and demand by itself is going to drive this market, and not just in America, worldwide. It's a worldwide market. So it's got so much potential that I can't even begin to explain the profits that can be made in this. I mean, there are people that are becoming millionaires virtually in a year's time with investments as small as, I hate to say such a small number, but $5,000, people are becoming millionaires. Some people with even less if they hit the right coins at the right time. So just want to let you know that there's so much potential. About people asking me, what is a cryptocurrency? Why would I want to invest in a cryptocurrency? What's the advantage of a cryptocurrency over just having regular dollars. The first reason is there are a lot of people who are investing in cryptos that are kind of against the whole control system of the Federal Reserve, that they can print out as many dollars as they want, that they determine the value of it. The more they print of the dollars, the less it's worth. And that's actually not even a U.S. Entity. They're their own private reserve. They give it a name like a Federal Reserve, like we think that it's the United States Federal Money Reserve, but it's not. Even though they print U.S. dollars, they are a privately owned company, and they control the United States because everything pretty much depends on money, and they control us, and they're not even an American run group. So people started to find that out about 10 years ago or so, and that put a lot of bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. So with cryptos, it's actually the people that control it. Okay, another advantage of cryptocurrencies over fiat currency and banking is banks are only open, from 9 to 5, sometime not even. You always heard banker hours are the best hours because they don't have to work many hours. But with cryptocurrencies, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So you don't have to depend on going into a bank to get money, to send money, to make a transaction in that type of way. So that's an advantage of cryptocurrencies over fiat currency. We mentioned that you can send, cryptocurrencies to anyone, anywhere, that is a free country, besides maybe North Korea. And there's really minimal fees, and you can do it any time of the day or night. You don't have to drive down to Western Union. You can do it right from the comfort of your home with a click of your mouse.
Great success.
Another one is going to be the fees. As you know, if you have a bank, you have a checking account, you have your monthly fee, you have fees for writing checks and for buying new checks and for doing electronic transfers, for doing Western Union to send money across the country or to another country. There's all types of fees, and they're not cheap fees. They're pretty expensive. Now with cryptocurrencies, there are some of them that have fees that are practically zero, or some of them that are coming out actually have zero fees.
Great success.
And that is a big advantage, especially when you're, putting money into the bank. They're holding your money, and they used to give you, a decent amount of interest on it. At least when I was a kid, I wouldn't say it was a lot, but it was, 2 or 3%. Now they charge you, and you don't get hardly any interest. You actually lose money by keeping it in the bank. All right. Another thing is if you like to trade on the stock market, the stock exchange, there's fees for trading stocks, and it's limited. It's only open from 9:30 to 4:30 during the week. It's not open on weekends or holidays. This gives a distinct advantage to insiders, to people who have the ability to trade outside of market hours, after hours trading, to companies, corporations. So it's really a disadvantage to the little guy who's trying to make some money investing in the stock market. The advantage of cryptocurrencies is it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you have the same advantage of buying and selling whenever anybody else does. So nobody really is going to have an advantage over you that way, as long as you study your currencies and know which ones you want to get into, which ones you want to hold, which ones you want to trade. You are playing on more of a level playing field than in the stock market, where these big rollers get inside information, and they can trade outside of hours, and they buy it at a cheap price, and then the market opens and it shoots way up, and then you buy it, and they sell out, and it's a tough game to play. So that's a big advantage, in my opinion, in owning cryptocurrency. Then the last thing I'm going to bring up as far as an advantage goes is privacy. So when you buy a house nowadays, even if you're going to pay cash, they want to know where that cash came from. When you put money in the bank, when you do your taxes, the government is really being snoopy. At least it got really involved in people's finances at the start of the Patriot Act, which they gave a nice name that sounded patriotic, but really far from being patriotic. It gave the government the right to look into your finances, for you to have to declare things that you never had to declare before. And people were really put off by that. But still, if you don't want people to know where your money is and how you're getting it and where it's going, it's really nobody else's business except for yours. And that's the reason why people are getting into cryptocurrencies, because there are more than a handful now that have total privacy. There's no way they can track where the money came from or where it's going to. And a lot of people like that. So hopefully by now I've got your attention a little bit. You're a little bit interested in finding out more about cryptocurrencies. How do I get in? I'm not really sure. Maybe I just want to make a small investment in cryptocurrencies and see, where it takes me. And that's something that I would recommend that you do, because actually a lot of the exchanges that accept cryptocurrencies have been so flooded with new customers that they haven't been able to take new customers. Binance, for example, people are selling their Binance accounts for up to $8,000 because people want to trade cryptocurrencies on this exchange because it offers more coins than the other exchanges. So they want to have more opportunities to trade different coins because they see how much money they're making. They're willing to pay $8,000 to other people who have a Binance account to transfer it to them so they can start trading on Binance, because they think, and it's been happening, that the $8,000 to buy an account, that they're going to make much, much more than that in a short amount of time. And it's happened to people. It's really exciting. So the easiest way to get started is to go to Coinbase, and I have a link to Coinbase right down here. All you have to do is click on it and it will bring you to the Coinbase site. Now, if you do register through the link that I provided below, you will get $10 of free Bitcoin. Whoopee! Hey, I know it's not gonna make you rich, $10, but it's a start. And who else is giving you $10 just for signing up for anything? Nobody does that anymore. So why not take advantage? If you're interested, if you have $100, you need to sign up just like you'd sign up for like a Facebook account or an email account. And you put in your name, your contact information, and you have to link the way that you're going to make your deposit through either a credit card, debit card, or you can link a checking account. And you make your $100 deposit, and within a few minutes, you can start buying cryptocurrencies. The four that they have on there are Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Those are the only four that you can buy on Coinbase. And that's why I mentioned before Binance, you can buy over probably 100 different cryptocurrencies. And that's why people are paying so much to get on there, because some of these smaller coins are going up in leaps and bounds. Now, these ones on Coinbase are also have been going up in leaps and bounds. They are, in my opinion, going to be more of the coins of the future, the ones that are going to last. So when you had your .com bubble, everything that was a .com went crazy for a few years, and then the bubble burst, and a lot of those companies you never heard of again. Well, it's kind of the same thing with cryptocurrencies right now. It's still too early to tell, but almost everything in cryptocurrencies had been going up, 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 up. And eventually the cream is going to rise to the top. And a lot of these, four of these coins are probably going to be the ones that you're going to see here on Coinbase, are going to be the ones that are going to last, that may end up being the Amazons and the Googles of the future. I will talk about the four coins on Coinbase real quick here. Your biggest one is Bitcoin, and when I say Bitcoin is the daddy, it's the daddy of all coins because it's the first real one that got started. It's the one that everybody knows. it will continue to rise just because people want to own Bitcoin. Now, is it the best coin? In my opinion, it's not the best coin. There's going to be coins that will replace Bitcoin as the king of coins. It may take a couple of years before that happens, but your second coin, which is Bitcoin Cash, is, they call it a fork. It's a part of the Bitcoin team that broke up because they wanted to change a few things about Bitcoin. In my opinion, the changes that they made were not that dramatic where it should make it go make it any more valuable than Bitcoin, even though it's quite a bit less. I don't see it really ever jumping up to the Bitcoin and challenging Bitcoin, because why not just have Bitcoin? The third one, Ethereum, which is currently trading at about $1,300, is a very good coin. They have a lot of other coins that branch off from it, a lot of different platforms. They're a very popular coin. They have a good following. They may have some problems in the future with, they're going to have to do what they call hard forks. And this is when they want to change their technology. They have to do something called a hard fork. This may slow down the progress of Ethereum. It may not. Depends on how the forks go. It's a little bit uncertainty. So those are the first three. Now the fourth one, which is actually my favorite, is one called Litecoin. Litecoin currently trades for about $235. Advantages of Litecoin is it is super fast. The transaction fees are pretty cheap, practically almost nothing. And it's accepted. It's going to be accepted by a lot of companies as for payments. It's going to be widely accepted as a payment option like Visa. They've already been working on that, and with the speed and their fees, it's just a natural selection for that. And it's priced a lot less than the other three coins at $235. The next closest one is Ethereum at $1,300. And Bitcoin's all the way up to right around 14,000. So I think a lot of people are going to want to buy Litecoin because they can buy more of it, and I think it has potential to actually take over the top spot for Bitcoin. And I think that that is the one that can really skyrocket in this next year. So keep your eyes on that when you go into Coinbase. Check out Litecoin. Do your own research on it. Check it out. This is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. So don't sue me. But this is just my recommendations. All right. It's not financial advice. Just things how I see them. And good luck. And click that link down there to get started. And you get $10 free Bitcoin. Your pal Joe here is signing off. Thumbs up.